Hello my crafty friends, it's Beverleigh here over at Crafting Chaos with another video on the 12 days of Christmas. This is the fourth day of Christmas in the series, which is one of my personal favourites, the nativity scene. I've cut out all the parts that we need for the card and I'm ready to start. So I've first of all done the base card in white and I've scored it to make the easel card. Now I'm going to work on this part. Now I've cut that out and what I've done is just cut a small square of this glittery paper that I'm going to put behind so that it shows up glittery behind. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue around the card, sort of around the opening where the star is peeping through, and also around the star in the card, and then positioning that, and I'm trying to keep it nice and straight so that it looks nice and neat from behind. Okay, so that's it from the front. Just block that glue off with my sleeve. My husband will go mad if he sees me, but there you go, that's what husbands are for. So that's the where we're up to now. Just try and get it a little bit cleaner with a cloth. Okay, so just polishing it up because I don't want a glue stain on my gold Merry card. So then I'm going to pop up the stable onto some foam pads. Like, I'm going to do it like so. So first of all, I'm going to get some of my foam tape. I'm going to cut a length and then I'm going to try to cut it in half. It's very, very sticky tape this, and even my Tim Holtz scissors are struggling a little bit with it, but hey-ho, we'll try to manage. I have got some anti-unsticking sort of stuff that I can use to get the stick off these scissors before they're used for anything else again, but these seem to work the best. So I'm just cutting my tape down, fitting it on to these uprights, if you will, of the stable. I'm just going to trim that off there, so I don't want anything showing from the other side, and I've made that one just a little bit long, so I'll trim that off there. And then I need two more pieces across the top here. So again, I'm trying to cut along, and it's not the easiest job in the world because the scissors do not really want to cut this, but we're going for it because it's all I've got, so I'm having to do this. It would be easier if I had some thinner tape, but we haven't, so we make do and mend. So we're making this fit so that it's not going to show, but it's going to pop them up from behind like so when it goes onto the actual easel. Next I'm going to add some tape to the figure that's attached to the frame, and that is the Virgin Mary, I believe that the Catholics call her. To me she's just Mary, but again I don't want to be offending people. So there we have Mary popped up, and then we're going to put some, and just work out which is the right way. So this is the right way for Joseph and baby Jesus. So I'm just going to add some foam tape to Joseph and baby Jesus. So I'm just cutting some off my big massive roll. I sent for this and I nearly died when it came. I had no idea it was going to be this big, but it's going to last a while. So I'll deal with it. So that's the size of it. It's huge, it's like a dinner plate. I've cut that a little bit big as well, so we'll just trim that down a bit. What we don't want is it showing from the other side. Preferably not anyway. So I'll just trim a bit off so that we know we're okay. And I think we're okay at that. I'm just going to stick that just on there just in case I need a tiny bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is attach this piece. So I'm going to carefully, or try to carefully, remove the tape back in, which, because it's so sticky, is not the easiest job in the world, but we'll manage. So I'm just ever so carefully trying to do this. I'm just going to put this out of the way because I'm going to knock it over, and I just need to just wipe the edge off. A piece of scrap of something. I've got a bead of glue in the top, and I keep leaving the top off, and it's going to get, it doesn't get gunged up. That's the thing. I think I tend to leave it and when I'm crafting, because I know it doesn't, and then I just forget about it. I think, oh, I'm going to need it in a minute, I'll leave it, and then think, oh crikey, it's actually been off about an hour now. So, but it doesn't seem to clog. It's excellent glue. I can't recommend it enough. And like I've said before in videos, I don't get any revenue for recommending this glue. I'm not affiliated in any way. I just think it's really good value glue, and it does a good job. So like I say, I'm just now carefully removing these double-sided pieces of tape. It's a little sticky, so what I'm trying not to do is stick anything else to this piece while I'm dealing with removing the foam, backing off the foam pads. And then I'm going to, sorry if my head gets in the way here, but I am going to have to look from above to get it in position. Actually, I might just add a little bit of glue, so I've got a little tiny bit, oh dear, ever so sticky, a little bit of wiggle room in case I don't get it just perfect. So I'm just going to dot a little bit of glue, and this is a good tip because when this dries it's got the extra bond of the glue, but it means that if I can just slide it just ever so slightly if I need to without it getting stuck like I don't know what, and then I can't get it up. So we're just going to position this piece, and I've already got it in the wrong position. I just need to lift this, move it across to the side, lift this, move it across to the side. Not the easiest job that, but we made it. Got a few splodges here and there, so I'll get my little cloth and dust them off. My little microfiber cloth. Just tidy them up a little bit. Now we've got Joseph and the baby Jesus to go in here. So again, I'm going to move this time I might be able to do this one hovering over with the tweezers, I'm hoping, because it's a little bit smaller. This is why I didn't do the whole thing as one piece. I thought putting the thing back together would be easier if it was in a couple of pieces. And this just does not want to come off. I like the tape, I just don't like how difficult it is to remove the backing. Maybe I'll get used to it. So again, nearly there. Just moving the foam back in, pick it up with my tweezers, position them in, there, baby Jesus sticking down there, like so. And I decided to do it in gold because I thought it'd be a bit more Christmassy, given the fact that it's not very... And I think I saved this one, and although you wouldn't necessarily have 2 stars, I'm going to add this one to, whoops, the top of the staple here, just for a little bit to break the black up a little bit. So I'm just going to get my pick up tool if I can find it. So I'm just going to pick it up and position. Don't want to stick on the mirror card for some reason. I just put that there, okay. And next we're going to add our card to the base layer. So I'm just going to add some glue to the card itself, and I'm just going to go around in a square, or rather a rectangle, and bring it into the middle. I'm not going too near the edges because I don't want it to be leaking out, but when I push down then I can position the card with a little bit of a border, not much. It's almost a perfect fit. In fact, it pretty much is a perfect fit, which is what I was aiming for, but I thought I just might have a little bit of a border, but we seem to have got away with that nicely. So just get my microfiber cloth and just give that glue a wipe there, because I don't want glue showing on my mirror card. So that's where we're up to with the card, like so. And this greeting I've already got on a foam pad. I've actually done it with a white gel pen, a Sakura white jelly roll pen in the Scan and Cut, got it to write my greeting. And I'm going to pop this up. I'm going to have this flat. We want it to be stood up. I want it here. Like so, I think that'll be fine. So I'm just going to stick this down, and then I'm going to pop the other part up on top. So I'm just going to stick it somewhat in the middle, in between, like so. Give it a chance to set. My card's going to come up to it like so, and obviously when I get this bit on now it's going to be even better, the stopper. So I'm just going to hold that back for a second while I try to get the backing off this foam. There we go. And if we flick it over, again we need to get this in. It's got a nice border around. I use the seam allowance function for it. I did an offset on the video and then decided to change the size of the card a little bit, so I did it using that. And then I think I'm just going to round out those corners a little bit, just to give them a little bit of extra pizzazz. And I'm going to use a scallop at the corners. So I'm going to push my card right into the corner and give it a punch. Right into the corner and give it a punch. So this is all optional. This is just me making the card be what I want it to be. Okay. Now I'm feeling that it's a little bit plain here. So what I think I'm going to do, oh, I've moved my star's gone all wonky donkey. I need to just move that back round and make sure we're straight. There we are. And I think I'm going to put some gems on just the stars, just a smattering, not millions, just a couple. So again, I'm going to use the pin flare glue, and I'm just going to add a few stars into the sky. Like I say, these parts are all optional. You can choose to do this or not do it, whichever you want to do. But I just wanted to relieve the starkness of the gold mirror, because I'm not a big fan of mirror card in large amounts, but I just felt that this one was going to be quite plain if I hadn't had something sparkly at the back, so I decided to go with mirror. I toyed with blue, but felt the overall effect was going to be too dark, so I decided to go with a couple of stars instead. So I'm just going to add, just so that it doesn't look like we've got them just like so, and maybe just try and squeeze one in there and one there. And again, I'm just going to turn some of these the right way up, then I can get them with my pickup tool and make setting gems on. Much easier if you've got one of these tools. I've had one of those that have the little bits of blue tack in before, but I find that they're good at picking up but not so good at letting go, whereas I feel this just gives me enough of a pick up, but then it will let go when I get it in position. And I think we just need one more there just to balance things out a bit. So I'm just going to pop that there like so, and I might just put one in the centre of the star. Like so. And then that's how we're looking. So they'll catch the light on the mantelpiece. And I might just go with I do one in the middle, one either side, and then just dab one in the middle there like that. Get this spacing somewhat in a line. And again, I'm just going to drag them around here so I can see what I'm doing. Oops, that's what I didn't want to happen. Was knock it before I'd put them down. I can't actually see the gems, and I'm trying to work so that you can see what I'm doing, but at the same time, so you can only pick them up if they're actually facing upwards. We can pick them up the other way, but it doesn't really help you in any way. And we'll just flip that one. And there we have it. I think that's just taken off the starkness of the white at the front. So that's our card. So I'll show you where we're up to now. Just bear with me. Let's clean the decks a little bit. Get the remaining gems to one side and I'll pick them up in a minute. I'll leave that there. So there is the Holy Night, which is the 4th day of Christmas. Here's my, whoopsie daisy. I think that's the 2nd day of Christmas, I think that one is. That was my 2nd day. That was my 1st. So we've got 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. They're nearly dry them actually now. So as you can see, it works a treat. The deer just slides and spins up and down on that. And kids just love that kind of thing. So it will be played with, it's interactive and fun. And we'll park him up at the end. So he stands on your mantelpiece like so. That's our penny slider. Hope you like him. I think he came out really cute. And when you look, the beauty of the Scan and Cut, you've got big reindeer as a base card, small reindeer as an embellishment, and it's really super cute. So that's our 4th project complete. I'll be back hopefully with the rest of our, I'll just lie that flat so you can see, that's our 4 days of Christmas complete, and we'll be carrying on, and hopefully, I'm still hopeful that I'll manage to get the 12 done. If I can and constraints at work allow, I will definitely be carrying on and doing this. I hope you're enjoying it. I know I'm enjoying making them and designing and making the designs my own. So yeah. So if you have liked the video, please like, share and subscribe. Remember to leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, thanks. Bye.